Hey guys, thanks so much for joining the DFG Tuesday night call. We've got Rachel Krull. Is that how you say it? Yeah. She's like, just like it's spelled. I'm like, I wasn't very good at phonetics. But I'm so excited to have her on today because she has been a coach since February, so that's 9-ish months. She's gotten Success Club 8 out of those 9 months, and she's a 1-star diamond. So I'm like, this girl's got something going on. She's got something to offer. And what I love about it is she's like, okay, I've got 2 like great things I can offer. Power Hour, which we need, and how to live this business hands-free, but still doing the basics. I'm like, we need it all. Can you merge it all together and give it to us? Because it sounds like she's got like a pretty good grasp on things. So I'm super excited to have her on and just hear from her. She's a mom of a toddler, so she doesn't have that excuse that she doesn't have kids, or that things are working for her because she doesn't have kids. So she has a kid. She's still making it work. She has a part-time job, and she just basically has a dream to live free on a farm with her family, and she knows that Beachbody is going to be her bridge. So she went all in, and I'm super excited to have her on the call tonight. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to her. Rachel, would you please join us?
There we go. Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be talking to you tonight. Thank you so much for hopping on the call. When Lindsay asked us to lead, I was like, me? You want me to lead a call? Like, what do I have to say that's of value that these people will want to hear from me about? And so what I'm talking about tonight is honestly just some things that I needed to be talking to myself about, and some things that I needed to recommit to myself and just really go all in, because I want to end this month on a really strong foot so that I can have an amazing, successful, like big booming beginning of the year that everybody has been talking about. And so this last month was really challenging for me. And like Lindsay said, I didn't hit SC last month, and I had hit it every other month. And so what I'm going to be talking tonight about perseverance and the Power Hour and just being able to live your hands free so that you can do it with no regrets is just something that's really near and dear to my heart. And I have a lot of notes because I easily get sidetracked. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to talk for the whole time, so that there will be some time at the end if you need to ask any questions or whatever. I'm a totally open book. And just to preface, all of the stuff that I'm talking about is like not my own ideas or systems or anything. I just have studied people that are doing things that work for them, and I've made it work for me. It's not exactly the same as they're doing it, but I've just applied these things to my own life and my own business. And so if I use anything or any tools that I have or whatever you see, like, feel free to ask, because anytime I asked, everybody always shared with me, and leaders are always so generous in Beachbody. And that's what I love, is that people want to share what's working for them. So let's jump into it. So I thought this topic would be super beneficial to share about, as I've been reflecting on this a lot in my own life. And it can often feel just so easy to give up when we don't hit certain goals or milestones, but that's not going to enable us to achieve our own goals and live our lives of freedom that we dream of. So that's where the power of perseverance comes in. And I just came up with 4 quick tips that are going to ensure that you can persevere in work, in your life, in whatever season that you're in, so that you don't give up when the going gets tough. And then at the end, I'm just going to give you some tips for how to apply that practically to your Power Hour and just in your daily life. So let's get going. Number 1 is just to stay hopeful. For me, hope is just like the biggest motivator in my life. I'm a dreamer. I love hope. It's something that fuels me. So we just have to continue to understand that things are not always going to go as planned, and we are going to face unexpected challenges. It's going to happen. Whatever we're doing, we're going to face those unexpected challenges, and things are not going to come as quickly or as easily as we'd like, right? Like, I wanted to be diamond in 30 days, but it didn't happen. I wanted to be one star much faster, but it didn't happen. But the power of perseverance got me to where I am. And I learned so much along the way. But if I would have lost hope and just given up, I would have missed out on so many beautiful blessings along the way. So the more that we focus on hope as we live our lives, we see that things happen just so differently than we would have thought. I don't know if you've heard of the quote, change your thoughts, change your life. But we can choose fear. We can choose hurt. We can make our circumstances personal, or we can choose hope amidst those obstacles, which brings me to my next point, which is embrace your setbacks. So many successful people that will say some of their greatest setbacks were indispensable components to their success. Without the setback, you can't and won't truly learn what's necessary to achieve success. And that's something that I just was really reflecting on like this past week after I didn't hit Success Club. And my coach was like, I'll help you. We'll get there. Let's do it. And I'm like, I love you and I appreciate your help and I appreciate your support. But I think this was really important. It was something that I needed to go through for myself and just look back and say, okay, what could I have done differently? Like, where can I change? Where can I grow? So that I learn how to not have myself in this position next month, or when something does happen, I can swerve around that pothole and just continue on the road. We have to embrace setbacks to choose to learn and grow from them. Something that I like to remind myself is that things may not happen exactly as planned, but it doesn't mean that they're wrong. In the diversions from the plan or my plan that I created, there are blessings along the way, seen and unseen. They open us up to greater possibilities for learning, for growth, and for improvement just in our lives and ourselves than we could have ever imagined. And so when we embrace those setbacks, when we learn from them and we grow from them, not only are you doing it personally, but you're encouraging and you're inspiring to the people that are on your team. I know that when I share personal parts of my story with my team or just what's going on in my life, it makes me so much more relatable and encouraging to those people because they're like, oh yeah, she's a real person too. Oh yeah, she struggles with hitting SC every month. Like, oh yeah, she needs to fill a person or she's going to lose rank. Like all of those things make you more relatable, and especially even just sharing them with your challengers, with your personal journey, where you're at in your life, like it just makes you so much more relatable. And I think that something that's so important for me that I realized is that I have to release the idea that if I fail, then I'm a failure. No, that's just not true. If you fail, you're not a failure. If something goes wrong, it doesn't mean you're wrong. You have to just reverse your mindset from that and learn and grow and become better and stronger. So my third topic or tip for perseverance is take breaks, unplug, and be hands-free. And this is something that I'm super passionate about. Like Lindsay mentioned, I'm a mom. And I don't want to rush through the season in my life with my child being so little and not be able to treasure those moments and memories. And everybody has something in their life where you don't want to rush through it. You want to embrace where you're at. You want to be able to have those memories that are memorable for you and also for the people that are in your life. And I'm by no means good at this. Like, this is something where I'm like, Rachel, you need to get good at this, or like your marriage is going to suffer. Your child is going to see you on the computer all the time. Like, your team is not going to want to be around you because you're unhappy because of the way that you're setting your hours. And so it's just something that I committed to myself that I was going to be better at. And I love this book. It's the book that I'm reading right now. It's called Hands-Free Life. The author is Rachel Macy Stafford. And I got it because I read her first book called Hands-Free Mama. So just like nuggets of wisdom after nugget after nugget. So I highly recommend, if it's something you struggle with, like, it's amazing PD. I love it. So we can't work ourselves to death. We can't work ourselves to unhealthiness, and we can't work ourselves to unhappiness. It's just not something that we want to do, or a compromise that we want to make in our lives and in our business. So many of us joined, myself included, this business because of the opportunity that it provided for freedom. And if we don't lay foundations for having that time freedom, having that freedom of financial stability and all of those things, if we just keep doing the same things that we're doing, we're going to work ourselves to death in a business that creates freedom because we're not creating those habits in our lives. And I know that I've done it. I'm sure that you all have done it. And so it's just something where we have to consciously unplug and take time for ourselves and time for the people that we love. We have to take breaks on the road to achieving our goals. What's life if we're not enjoying the journey? What do we get if at the end of the day we're just pushing and pushing and pushing and we're not enjoying where we are? My husband recently said to me when I was like hurriedly rushing everybody into the car because we were late, and I like get frantic when we're late, and he was like, "What's the rush? Why are you rushing through your life? You just get to the end faster." And he said it in a really funny Jamaican accent, but I was like, whoa. Like, you just get to the end faster if you rush through life, if you don't take breaks. And you get burnt out. So the concept of being hands-free is one that I don't do well, and I'm consciously working on being better, laying new foundations, like I mentioned, to break those old habits. When I take breaks, I get refreshed. My creativity, my passion, my focus, it's all restored. And also just taking breaks mentally, it activates different parts of your brain. So the parts of your brain that you use to focus on in your challenge groups or working on building relationships, all of that stuff, like the very like active side of your brain, when you take a break and be creative or drink some tea or read a book or spend time with your family, whatever, you're just taking a break. When you come back, that's the time when I find for myself I'm the most creative, I'm the most engaged, I'm the most focused, and I can get things done more quickly than I could if I'm just like work, get it done. But it's a choice. You have to be intentional about it. And if this is something that you want to do long term, which I know that you all do, then it's something that you have to learn how to do. Be intentional with your time, take breaks. It's going to help you. Number 4, realize that you're right where you need to be. Where you are is perfect. No matter how close you are to your next goal, you probably already have another one in place after that, right after you reach that goal, right? That's often how it works. Like, we're rushing through it, like, okay, I'm going to get diamond, and then everyone's like, yeah, okay, when's your 1-star diamond date? Yeah, okay, when's your second 2-star diamond? You're going to open your second business center, let's go. So realize, like, enjoy the moment, enjoy the process. Like, you are right where you need to be. Set your goals, achieve them, and get to the next one. Don't beat yourself up about where you are currently. If you're not reaching your goals, or you're striving and you're not getting it yet, don't compare yourself to others. Only compare yourself to you. It's a journey, and we are made to enjoy it. So I challenge you all today just to be at peace with where you are and feel hopeful for where you're going and who you're becoming in the process. Try not to view past mistakes as failures, but stepping stones to the lovingly imperfect, grace-filled life that you are dreaming of living. Life's happening now. It's happening right now. Who we are becoming now is more important than who we were. Being present, being aware, and watching for opportunities. So those are the 4 tips, and I'll just recap them really quickly if you wanted to rewrite them down or you missed something. Number 1, stay hopeful. Number 2, embrace your setbacks. Number 3, take breaks to unplug and be hands-free. Number 4, realize that you're always right where you need to be. So I wanted to share some quick and effective ways and practical ways that I've decided to incorporate this into my daily life. Because like I said, when I chose to talk about this was like me shining a mirror back on my face and saying, what things do I need to do differently so that I can move my business forward, so that I can grow personally, so that I can grow in my own life. So I'm just sharing what I'm doing in my business personally. So what I'm going to do is set 3 end of the year resolutions for myself. They're not business related. They're not goal oriented. They're just 3 things that I'm going to do that edify my soul, that I'm going to focus on for the end of the year. Want creativity wise, family wise, faith wise, you pick. Open field, just whatever is going to make your heart sing. And then I'm going to take 10 minutes each day to mindfully and intentionally lay new foundations in my life to set myself up to be hands-free. So eventually this time's going to increase because it seems like a lot to say, okay, have an hour of no phone time, have an hour of only your family time, have an hour of just laser focused on your business time. That sounds like mind-boggling to me because so often I just like get all over the place. I'm doing all these things at the same time and then I never do anything like truly well. So I'm really focusing on being intentional just for 10 minutes, whether it's with my family, something that's creative for me, reading my personal development, whatever. 10 minutes a day. I'm setting an alarm on my phone and I'm committing to myself that I've got 10 minutes for me every single day. Number 2 for the practical applications is your mindset. And honestly, Lindsay, this was like the most transformative thing that I ever like learned in my entire life from you. Like you just blew my mind when I went through the Diamonds training and you just were talking about mindset. And I was like, why didn't I ever think about that before? And so I don't think that we can talk about it enough because I know that if it's transformational in my life, that it's going to bless somebody else. And so I don't know if you remember back at the beginning when I said, change your thoughts, change your life. This is one of like just the biggest blessings. And it has such great power to change and transform our day-to-day based thoughts, your subconscious and your conscious thoughts. And if we don't set our minds with intention every single day, it's so easy just for the machine that we call our brains just to chug and chug and chug and chug and chug away. We have to set our brain with intention. It'll go back to familiar thought patterns. It'll go back to limiting self-beliefs. It'll go back to old habits and old ways of being. So some tools that I use and I'm employing, one's called the First 5 app. It's a Proverbs 31 Ministries app. It's like First 5 for faith-based people. You get a Bible verse. It's 5 minutes. You can set your alarm on it. So it's the first thing that you open every day. And I love it. I love seeing my team use it. And that's been really inspirational and transformational in my life. Writing down your goals, dream board, visions, having your daily affirmations just around your house and in your face so that you are changing your mindset every single day. I know that when I legitimately focus on this and I do my affirmations every single day and I look at my goals every single day, I want to work the business. I want to do the things that I'm supposed to do to move my business forward because I know that those things will get me where I want to be with my goals. And then lastly, like Lindsay mentioned, the Power Hour, I know that we all know about it. It's something that we all talk about, but I just wanted to show you guys how I effectively use it to stay organized and how I set it up so that it's like a checks and balance for me. So at the end of the day, at the end of the week, it's keeping me accountable so that I can look back and be like, whoa, Rachel, like you only invited to your challenge group 2 times. You only talked to 4 people this week and you didn't add anybody to your network. So at the end of the month, when I'm like, no one's responding to my post, like what's going on? Then it's me. I can look back at that and say like, okay, this is what I need to improve on. This is what I need to do differently. So everybody uses something different. I learned this from another top coach when I was on a retreat. And, oh, sorry, my screen just went funky. There we go. And so I'm just going to share with you something that I learned. This is not something I created, but this is my notebook. It's just really easy. It's a college ruled 5-subject notebook, and it goes everywhere with me. And so what I do is at the beginning of the week, I've got my goals. So like everything Beachbody wise is contained in here. So this is just like my template that I use in case I need to refresh if everybody can see it. So like every week I write myself a new page. So goals and drill down. So this is who I've added to my network. Have I added Facebook friends? Have I added Instagram followers? How many invites have I given out? How has my like page grown? How many coaches have I added? How many challengers have I added? How many number of workouts did I get in? How much personal development did I read? Like stuff like that. Things that are going to move my business forward. And that everybody always says, like, so easy to do, but it's so easy not to do. Like, if you're not doing this stuff, you don't move your business forward. That's just how it goes. And so I have to keep myself accountable for this, or otherwise I'll just be like, yeah, I did that right. Like, I did that because I thought I did. But then when I look back, I'm like, oh no, you did not do it. And it's a glaring like checks and balance system of how to hold yourself accountable. And then underneath it, you're going to write your weekly, monthly goals. And that's just like a couple things. Like, I want to hit SC10 this month. I'm going to invite to my challenge group. I want to add 2 new coaches. I want to build my own team page. I want to come up with a team name, just practical, like application goals that you have for yourself. And then underneath it is 10 big goals. Like, freaking blow your mind, awesome, oh my gosh, this would change my life if they happened. And then at the end of the week, I rewrite it every Monday. So then on Mondays, I go back and fill this page in. So I'm checks and balancing myself. I'm seeing how many friends did I add? How many times did I invite? And then I've got that. And then without looking at my goals, I go back and rewrite them. So that's just something I learned from the Push book with Chalene Johnson, that just rewriting your goals weekly helps solidify them and like make them real in your life. And then you see what's subconsciously truly important to you. So that's that. That's just the first section in my little book. The second section is daily tracking. So literally every single thing that I do for my business goes here. If I friend Monica, or when I do my 532s, or if I have a conversation with my coach about how they're doing, we've got development calls, whatever, like literally every single thing I do. When I open my computer, my notebook's here. So I just write it down. I write everything down that I'm doing for my business. So that way when I go back and fill out the page that I just showed you, I've got all that stuff here. So you can kind of like highlight it or do it however you want. That's going to help you. But then you use these to go back and check and balance yourself at the end of the week and see how you really did. Like, because we all think like, yeah, I did my power hour. I was on Facebook. I added people. I was talking to people. No, you really just scrolled for 20 minutes and like commented and liked stuff. I am so guilty of that. So this keeps me accountable. It keeps me accountable. And then I'm accountable to myself. I'm not accountable to my coach. I'm not accountable to my success partner, which I am because we're on a team. But at the end of the day, like, this allows me peace of mind and it allows me freedom because I know that I got it done. It's here. When I'm done, I set this book down and I walk away from it. So there's that. The next little one is notes. So personal development, your team calls, whatever you want to write a note about. Like, all my call for tonight is all in here. So it's just like all here. It's everything is here. And then you can go back and like highlight it or use sticky tabs or whatever. If there's something that's like you want to reference, make it your own. This is just, it's something new that I started doing. And I'm loving it so far. And this, based on the other coaches' recommendations, should last for the whole year, unless you're like an avid note taker and you might need to use like two sections. Totally your call on that. The next section is for coaches and challengers. So you can divide that last tab up. Like I said, you can have more notes. You can divide your coaches and your challengers up. Like, maybe you won't use a whole section of pages of notes for your coaches, but I write down whatever goals that they tell me, whatever things that they're saying, so that I can just help encourage them and support them along their journey, and I can keep track. because if I don't write it down, I'll probably forget it. So, yeah, so this has worked like so well for me. And if you all want this in more detail, I learned this from Joelle Matson. She has free training, and she goes through exactly what I just showed you. So this is not my own. It's not my genius invention or anything. I'm just doing what somebody else did and making it work for me. So like I said, there's just so many tools. You have to do what works for you, and don't try to be somebody else. Like, I am a type A person with so many B tendencies. And so I thought that using Asana was going to be the answer for me, but I love pen and paper. I'm I want to use Asana for long-term client management, but right now, this is how I'm getting it done. It's how I'm holding myself accountable. So you have to be you. This is you get to be your own boss. You have to make it work for you. And don't use somebody else's tool because you want to be them. Use the tools that are going to make you successful and unique. And like I said, this is glaringly obvious. It holds me accountable. If I don't do it or I miss stuff writing down for a day, then chances are I didn't work the business that day. I didn't have anything to write down. Otherwise, it would have been right there. And I would have written it down because I love writing stuff down. I love checking stuff off on my list. So, yeah, that's really all that I have. I hope that was beneficial for you guys. If you have questions, you can ask questions, or if there's anything you want to say, Lindsay, go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I basically feel like you made that call just for me. No, that was literally the way I spent my entire last year. And you guys have probably heard me speak on it so often, is that I just kind of put my head down and I worked myself into the ground and got a lot of payoff, but I also got very burnt out. And I'm so glad that you just refreshed everyone on that and spoke to that, how important it is to put your head up, turn off the electronics, get outside, make things matter, focus on priorities, and really just and get refreshed, a fresh breath of fresh air. It matters so much. So I'm glad that you spoke to that. Also, I think Joelle's new last name is Seuss, like Dr. Seuss.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
No, that's fine. But if anyone's looking for her on YouTube, it may be under Seuss. It may be under Madison as well. But she did make a video explaining that notebook system, which I am also pen and paper, so that is very much down my alley. Taylor says, can we get a link to the source of the notebook? Oh, I just answered that for you. Joelle Seuss on YouTube. Do you have any keyword for that? Was it notebook system?
Yeah, I just search honestly, just type in Joelle and notebook Beachbody and it will come up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And if you can't, after we're done, I'll find the link and post it in the DFG group too, so that it's there, because I know that I have it saved somewhere. So you're welcome.
Great call. You definitely motivated me to just you do get away from certain things once you've been around for a minute. And I envy those people that have still got it together, because you think that you would get it even more together, but I've actually regressed. So it inspired me to get my notebooks back out and just start writing everything down again. We have introduced Asana or one-page CRM for the people that do like to do everything internally, but and that works perfect. But for people that want to write it down, that notebook system is fantastic. I like it.
Yeah,
I'm really appreciative of this call. Does anyone else have any questions? What were you about to say, Rachel?
Oh, I was just going to say, I hope it was beneficial.
Crazy.
Oh,
okay. Oh, it's fine. It's just our last book practice. Yeah. Get him in. Andrew Chase, Isaiah, you guys know you can't be back here. You guys can't run in the.
All right. Well, very much beneficial, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, all I was going to say is I just, like I was talking about the self-limiting beliefs and stuff, I was like, guys, who wants to hear from me? Like this last month was so hard just in my personal business. And so honestly, I was just talking about things that are from my heart. And so I truly hope that it blessed you or is beneficial. Like I know time away from your family is so precious. And so I hope that you all got something out of it.
We did. We definitely did. It looks like Vita's trying to ask a question, but do you want me to mute you?
Okay, does that work?
Yep.
Okay. Let me see. So is there a reason why you write it every Monday in the beginning, your first tab, when you said that you had like your weekly goals? Is that just so it's fresh and it's something that you're constantly focusing on? Or like some people would want to type it up and just have it ready, but does it help you to actually write it down every single week?
Yeah. For me, it did. I got that. Reading Chalene Johnson's Push book, where I just did that for my personal development. And she just talks about, like, if you don't want to do it every week, that's totally fine. But she highlights the importance of rewriting your goals. And that, for me, I know this is personally, like, there's something connected to, like, pen and paper in your brain and, like, getting it out of your brain and putting it on paper consistently that, like, helps keep those goals in the forefront of your mind. And I just figured, like, well, I'm writing my weekly goals anyway, so I want to write my monthly goals. And then I also want to have on that page, like, yeah, girl, here's your big goals. Like, you want to adopt, you want to get out of renting and buy your own house, and you want to, like, do all of these amazing big things. And if it's on the first page of my notebook that I never look at, it's so easy for me for those dreams to, like, slip away and just get into the monotony of, like, oh, I got to do my 5-3-2. I got to add people to the business. Like, it's not fresh for me, and it's not engaging, and it's not exciting. And I'm like a passionate and creative person. And so I have to see those things, like, forefront in my mind all the time so that they stay real in my life. Otherwise, I'm just like, that's a big dream. It's never going to happen. So I have to, like, keep reaffirming myself that it's possible.
For sure. I agree with that. Totally. And the affirmations, you know, I've been the queen of affirmations since the beginning of time. But something else I learned at Tony Robbins, and I'm wondering, like, did I already just kind of have these feelings and excitement, and that's why my affirmations works? But basically, instead of just reading your affirmation, I mean, you have to feel it, you have to get excited, you can jump around and read them. You know, the more inclination you put on it, the more excitement and feeling, the more powerful they become, versus just being like, I am successful, I am successful, I am successful, I am successful. You know, maybe just like, I am successful, I am successful. Okay, so, like, all this is from Tony Robbins. Like, you are just be crazy there. And it's like, why the heck not, you know? Why not? Why do we all have to be so reserved and we can't look stupid in front of anybody? I've never looked so stupid as I did at that weekend away, and it was great. So get stupid in front of your mirror, get stupid in front of your family, and declare your goals. Make it matter. I honestly don't know what my business would look like had I not affirmed the same things over and over to myself every freaking week. And when I first started, I had no clue how I was going to do it. No clue. But you know what I did do? The basics. I worked out, ate clean, I shared that, I invited, and I was excited about it. I am telling you, I got to where I am from doing that. So I know everyone can do that. I'm just asking you to do it, even through the hard times. Like Rachel said, every obstacle, everything that you come against that is pushing you back is growing you. And I know you probably get tired of hearing me say that. So I love when someone else says that, because it is growing you, teaching you, strengthening you, shaping your conduct and character in some way that is going to be beneficial. And that is precisely why we have to be thankful even in the hard times. Because there's no way that you can become a successful leader of a 1,000+ team and not have grown through some obstacles. You would, at your first obstacle, you'd break and you'd all fall apart. So embrace them, be grateful for them, What can I learn? What can I learn from this? Seek out that and freaking do it. Do it. I believe in you. Right?
Love it.
When we get off this phone, I believe in me. I believe in me. You just got to scream it. And then you go up to your spouse or your kid, if they're still might say, I believe in me. I hope you believe in me too. And I believe in you. You know, just get crazy. I am telling you. And the more you focus on pulling back, this isn't for me, maybe I need to take a step back, the further you get away from success. The more you think it, the more you say it, the more you type it, the further you get away. So do yourself a favor, even though you feel it, defeated, am I ever going to get there? Is it ever really going to pay off? I don't care how much you do that. You have to live the opposite. You have to affirm the opposite until one day it seems like it happened overnight. Boom, tipping point, because you never gave up. And you didn't keep talking about how you're not going to ever get there. You just do it. I've never seen anyone work this business consistently, persistently, and overcoming obstacles that it didn't work for, that it didn't grow for, okay? Love you guys. All right. Thank you, Rachel. You're the best. I appreciate it so much.
You're welcome. It's honestly an honor to be speaking on your call. I just have learned so much from you. So I'm really happy that I can share.
Thank you. It really spoke to my heart. I mean, it's like, man, he's good. I loved it. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being on. I hope that you get off feeling empowered and knowing that you're on this call for a reason. I can see your face for a reason. And that it's crazy. Whatever's going on right now. Anyway, you're here. I love you. Please go and reach your dreams and just keep, yes, big heart. Just keep going, guys, because my heart would break if any single person I see here wasn't here in a year from now, okay? My heart would break. Be here in a year. Definitely be here in January. Every time I get a cancellation in my email, I don't go, dang it, my business is falling apart. I go, I am so sorry for them. I'm so sorry for their kids. I'm so sorry for their family. I'm so sorry that their dreams didn't come true. They freaking quit. They freaking quit when it got hard. Do not quit when it gets hard. It's hard. It's still hard. It's still hard for me, okay? Everything's gonna be. Life is gonna be. But it's kind of the way you look at it. I embrace hard. I like hard because it is growing me. You know, we go back to that. It's all about the way you focus on it, the energy that you give it, okay? Easy would not be good for us. I'm telling you that. It would not be good to get everything easy. Think of a child. Think of a spoiled child who got everything easy. Did that ever turn out good? No, not good. You work hard, you're rewarded big, and then you grow in the lowest of the low, okay? I better get going. I love you, and I'm thanking you for being here. Set a goal, Success Club, help 3 people. That's your goal. How can I help 3 people this month? 3 people in my life that I can help. And I'm focusing there. And I'm going to do it all over again. And next year is going to look radically different for my business and my life. That's what we say. Next year will be radically different. All right? All right. Go set some goals. I am. Okay. I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to get off, and I'll see you guys soon.